Hello guys, my name is Gustav and I'm founder of YourGreenhouses, and today we have arrived to West Falls in New York, and we're gonna interview one of our clients who has bought our greenhouse 2 years ago.
I put it together myself. Make your life a little bit better for you and your family.
He will share a real story of what it's like to have a real greenhouse. Let's go! Yep, this is something like the same, but our Latvian recipe. And this is something I think you haven't seen. Do you know what that?
No.
That's a black bread.
Okay.
So it's like already cut, so you can put butter on it or cheese, and it's really healthy bread. This is something we eat a lot, and it's like one of the best we have in the country too. And this is something we are planning to maybe launch one day. Really good for growing. It's, we can maybe go walk around.
Okay, I'll show you around. I need 12 hanging baskets.
Okay.
And if we were to go to Lowe's or Home Depot, they're home centers, they sell hanging baskets stuff. You could be looking at $25, $35 a piece.
Oh, okay, that's a good price.
Yeah, so you'd spend $400 for hanging baskets. And all the other flats and stuff that I need to grow the annuals around here. So I went on the internet and researched how to find the hanging baskets and everything. And you can actually reproduce those hanging baskets for about $2 to $3.
Oh, yeah, for
the baskets are $1 online. Yeah. And then the plants you get from a place in North Carolina, they send you a little rooted plug-in.
Oh, so you have a new business now?
Well, I'm selling, I grow what I need, and then I sell the excess out on the road here. And this year I sold 100.
So they drive by and they can stop and buy.
Yeah, I have little signs that I put out at the road.
Okay.
I sold 150 hanging baskets.
Wow.
Out at the road.
So it's in one season, or it's what period?
Yeah, well, the big thing around here, I started the first week of March in the greenhouse.
Yeah.
And you have to be 100% ready the week before Mother's Day.
Yeah.
And then you've got that week, Mother's Day, and a week or two after that. And then it's pretty much, it
like
tapers right off.
That's like, never count others' money, but we need to count,
Well, I sold them for $12, so it's about
$12.
17 $1,800.
Okay.
And then what that does is, you don't make a fortune on each one, but what that does is that pays for all the other stuff you want to do. You want to
for your hobbies.
Yeah, for your hobby.
Yeah, that's interesting thing. So you have lived here for all your life?
1998, we bought the house.
1998, and before that you was in New York?
Yeah, I lived just up the road, about 3 miles away from.
But in the city you were living, right?
No, we're just up the road, rural.
Okay.
Country.
I had this idea that people who have lived in the city is moving out of the city, and the rest of their life they're investing money in their garden.
Yeah, they call that like back to the land movement. In the 1970s, that was huge.
Yeah.
And that was a big push for solar and stuff like that, and gonna grow all your own food, and waxes and wanes, comes and goes. And it just happens that, right now that a lot of people, I don't know what's driving it, but they're a little more conscious of what they're eating. And
yeah, we had a different story in Europe, which is interesting. In 1970, I would say the reason why we started to grow the food was because we didn't had a lot of food in the grocery stores. Okay. So you couldn't go in the grocery store and buy it.
Okay.
It was pretty empty, and so our grandparents decided, okay, let's grow it on our own. Then they were starting to grow, and then the grocery stores started to fill it up because the Soviet Union was pretty hard.
Right.
And then they started a new problem, which was you spent more time on growing the food than on the greenhouse.
Right.
Yeah, so you spent more fixing the greenhouse than growing the food.
Right.
And then
was Latvia Soviet bloc?
Yeah.
Okay. And then obviously there was, not plenty, but in the United States, I was born in 1970. There's always been plenty here. But with that, also comes the old catchphrase, live better through science.
Yeah.
So that means on the carrots, they dump loads of chemicals, pesticides, herbicides. The corn is all glycophosphate, which is Roundup. It's heavily used here.
There just
In Europe-
was this big incident about the strawberries. That they found some, yeah?
Yeah, that it's
Yeah.
they're horrible supposedly.
We was here with the family a few months ago, and
Okay.
I was showing to wife, and she was like, "Oh my God, we was eating that."
And there's pluses and minuses to everything. Where else in the world can I go right now to a supermarket in Orchard Park or East Aurora and buy quarts of strawberries year round for $2 or $3? They're grown in Florida.
Yeah, we have in Florida. We have a warehouse now.
Bought mine off of Facebook. I saw your ad, and I kept clicking on it, watching it, and I originally had bought that little one from Harbor Freight, from Chinese.
That's
crap.
like $300. Huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I.
But
only
it's still
paid
standing. It's
200.
cool.
It's 15 years old.
And it's still standing. With all the snow you have.
I've reskinned it, new corrugated plastic, but it's still standing. Yes, it is. Now the next size up, we walk around through East Aurora and you'll see someone will buy the next bigger size up, and that fall it's collapsed. The first heavy wet snow, the whole thing collapsed.
Because it's bigger, that's why it collapsed.
And it's still made cheaply.
Yeah.
It's not really engineered the way it should be.
Yeah.
Now, yours, last year, I had 4 feet of snow on top.
But that's a wet snow or not wet snow?
No, it was not a wet snow. It was very cold.
Because for this size, it's a problem when the snow is getting wet. That 4 feet becomes really heavy.
Yeah.
And we always suggest better to clean it because it's easy to clean. But if not,
I did clean it, but a lot of people, even their big industrial ones, collapsed.
Oh.
4 feet was too much for them. Especially the greenhouses around here, the big commercial ones, have a peaked roof with a shared gutter.
Yeah.
Multiple ones.
Yeah.
It built up, it was too heavy at that shared gutter,
Yeah,
and then it pushes outward and pushes the building in. But I had 4 feet of snow, and I came out. I have it's on a big broom handle, a foam thing. It's actually made to sweep cars off so you don't scratch the paint.
Yeah.
And I came out only a couple times after it was 4 feet piled up. It would slide off the sides. I just came, put it in and pulled. And, it's warmer inside the greenhouse and it all pulled off.
So I heard that you have made some improvements. Let's maybe go and check what kind of the improvements you have made.
The biggest thing was, these legs came on, I think they were 18 inches with a little barb on the bottom to put them into the ground.
Yeah.
Well, it works a lot. You're never going to get it level putting it in the ground like that.
In that ground you can do that, but probably here it's like much harder. Yeah.
Yeah, and you would look down it and you would see that. No good. So I put on 6x6s and just cut those off.
Yeah. I have
And
here.
then I went and bought these brackets at Lowe's, a home goods place.
Yeah, I understand.
Screwed it down and then screwed it into there so you could get all the wind you want. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah, it's good solution.
I put it together myself. It didn't take
how much time it took for you?
a couple days.
Couple days.
Yeah. I grow flowers, and over here, a quarter of it is where I grow for my garden and stuff. And then last year I had this all tore up, and I had other boxes, but they were all rotten. So the only ones I got really replaced were those two. For now. Okay. Now a lot of people will use this as a high tunnel, and they'll grow right in the ground tomatoes and peppers.
Yeah, my father does that.
But this is what I would start seedlings in, and then right outside, because our last frost is June 1st, and the first chance would be October 1.
Okay.
So we've got, it's a pretty short season, but you start them indoors. You're always safe by Mother's Day, the end of May, somewhere in there. You're ready to go. You plant them outside. Nowadays, you'd call yourself self-sufficient if, you could supply your vegetables 3 months out of the year. The rest you're going to be eating frozen or canned. And then it's nice to go to the supermarket fresh, somewhat fresh The other thing about it were these metal straps.
This one?
Yeah, I'm gonna rework. I'm gonna keep these the way they are, and I taped the joints.
Yeah.
And then, of course, some of the tape didn't hold up.
Product is like 15 years old. There's like so much small details fixed in the product by these years that that's why we can tell that it's like lasts forever and etc. Because first of all we have seen it, and second of all we have improved that product for a really long time. Like this metal things, they are 2 times heavier than any other competitors. The question always is about the poly, because if you live in Florida, when the sun is too much, of course it have a possibility to maybe be damaged faster. But if you live like in this place, it's gonna last you for 20 years. I have my father, which have like a 15-year-old greenhouse, and I think he has once washed the greenhouse at all.
Yeah,
what he says then for
yeah.
you.
Every once in a while, like this one, I reskinned 2 years ago. But why I picked yours, and I think a lot of it you may want to capitalize on it. People are sick of Chinese junk. People are sick of Chinese.
But do they love European stuff? Because the problem is that when we were starting to advertise that we are Europeans, people were starting to write, why you don't make in America? I was like, hold on your horses, we were gonna do that, it just takes time, because in your culture, the tradition of growing food is not deep. Like we were driving a lot of like 200 plus miles from New York. How much it is?
From New York City?
Yeah.
It's 400 miles.
400 miles. We haven't seen greenhouses at all. In Europe, in every second, third house, you have a greenhouse. And
yeah. Oh no, nobody has greenhouses. Nobody.
Why don't have? What's the reason? How you think?
Because they're just planting in the ground.
Yeah.
As far as tomatoes and green peppers, there's a reason why all the farmers grow them in high tunnel in greenhouses. You know, to keep the bugs off them, to control the environment and control the soil.
Yeah.
A lot of the home gardeners, they go and buy their plants at any garden center, Lowe's or Home Depot, you know, started already. So they don't need a greenhouse per se to make their starts, and plant directly into the soil.
But that's again, you still get less because it's sitting outside.
Yeah.
If you grow it in greenhouse, it's going to be more ridges.
And you can stretch your season. I mean, really, end of September, mid-September, we can get a freeze. You know, a frost damaging enough to kill everything. Outside. You know, a lot of people come out. We have sets of old bed sheets. Yeah. And when we have something in the garden and it'll come across news, chance of a frost. So we come out and drape everything in old bed sheets, and that keeps the frost of them. But if you get a freeze, not a frost, an actual freeze, you can put bed sheets on, it doesn't matter, they're done. Yeah. Whatever you had outside.
How much did it cost that heating system?
$150.
And how much you pay like for heating it?
In March, I used $300 in propane because that was a
$300 in propane in March. And then it's going down.
And then it went to almost nothing.
So your goal is just to hold above 7 degrees, and that's it, yeah?
About 70.
It's 70. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then during the day, even in March, early March, which is still snow, it's cold, it can be 15 degrees here. The sun's a little bit higher, and that's all you need. Yeah. And boom, it warms right up in here. And the furnace is on a thermostat, so it'll shut off and let the sun maintain 70.
You don't have those automatic roof vents, but
no.
This is something what opens automatically when it's getting too hot.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool thing.
But I've been, you know, and I built the wooden shelves in here.
Yeah.
You know.
So when you are planning to scale your operations?
Oh, I don't know. I'm retired. I'm retired. I don't want any. We used to own gas stations and mini warehouses. People rent little mini.
Those, yeah.
And
so you want just grow the flowers and enjoy.
Yeah, and enjoy my life.
Yeah. This was my idea, that people who have retired, they just want to enjoy the life and just grow something. And
this does. And I remember one time, your site kept coming back on Facebook, and I looked at it, and there was a picture of my greenhouse, and it showed the buildings, and everyone said, "Oh, another AI picture." And they kept claiming every time mine would come up, that's AI, it's fake. So I wrote on there, I said, "No, it's not fake." I said, "My name is Mark, and that's my house." I said, "That's my building where I keep my RV." I said, "It's a great unit." I said, "You can't go wrong." And oh yeah, just another AI added thing.
That's a big
And
problem.
people think that it's fake. It's not. I don't know why. In the United States, people always had gardens, victory gardens during World War II. I mean, and then it was the call was everyone should have a victory garden and a pig in their backyard because the pig eats the scraps, and you get free meat from scraps, and everyone should have chickens. And I don't know where that got lost, but maybe
But
now
we can maybe turn it back. So let's go to some questions. What's changed for you since getting the greenhouse?
Well, the extension of my growing season in New York, in Western New York, we have a very short growing season, and anything you can do to extend that, it's a key. Because, like we discussed before, I can have a killing frost all the way up until the end of May. I mean, it snowed on Mother's Day before, the 12th of May, and we could have a frost or maybe even a freeze in late September.
Okay.
So anytime, anything you can do to extend that season, that's the whole reason.
How did you get into the gardening at all?
My parents did a little bit of gardening, and when my wife and I got married and moved here, we wanted to do things a little bit differently than mainstream, and we got into providing our own fresh fruits and vegetables.
So you had some book to suggest to anyone if they want to change something in their life?
Yeah, I mean, there's different. I talked to you about that Have More Plan book from the 1940s. It's on Amazon. It's cheap, and it gives you a nice blueprint if that's something you wanted to follow and go through with. And you can do as much as you want or as little as you want. Yeah. It's one thing if you work 70 hours a week to add another 30 hours a week of work at home, but I mean, if you're working 30, 40 hours a week, it's nothing to put in a few hours, after dinner and, make your life a little bit better for you and your family.
Yeah, that's something what changed in my life when my father started to grow the veggies at home. Right. I first time tasted it and understood that's a different story, so I was like thankful. And I think after 50, when you are not so busy with the things outside, it's like, I think it's a good thing to do, like a hobby, and bring something more valuable to your family, right?
And I grew the hanging baskets and the vegetable seedlings and flower seedlings, the ones that I wanted for use around my place. And it takes very little to grow a little bit extra and sell it out at the road. There's a ready market for that.
So you can make money back on your greenhouse investment?
Absolutely. Well, I paid for mine already. Yeah. I've certainly made, I think mine.
But that's only second year and you already got back the money what you invested in that. So that's a free hobby.
Yeah, yeah.
Except the time what you need to put there.
Yeah, from selling the hanging baskets and stuff, I've already made my money back on it.
I think we was calculating that if you grow tomatoes or any other veggies, you can make in the first 6 or 9 months you can make it back. So that's,
a cash crop like that, definitely. If you did tomatoes,
because there are a lot in your size greenhouse, like it's a lot.
Yeah,
you can sell a lot. How does a typical day with a greenhouse look like?
There's really not much work to it. When I get up when it's hot like this, first thing I do in the morning after breakfast, I come out and I do water. I don't grow any crops yet in it during the summer. I just use it for the couple months of growing the flowers and stuff like that.
Did you do some research before buying?
Yeah, I did. I looked around at what was available locally, some on the internet, and I think because all my inquiries, That's why your ads came up on Facebook. And, I clicked on them, did a little due diligence, and it looked like something that I was interested, especially because I could customize the length of it.
Yeah.
I could have gone from only a dozen feet, really, to as long as I wanted. And it fit perfectly in the space provided that I had.
What are you growing in the greenhouse right now?
Right now, I just have the leftovers from my flower starts and my hanging baskets.
What surprised you most, something you didn't expect to get out of it?
The extended season, especially the starting season, with the addition of the propane heater.
So first of all, I want to thank you letting us so, I would say, deep. Yeah, I don't know if you say that in American, in your garden and house and everything. We right now position this as that we trying to create a new good tradition in America.
Absolutely.
Which is big in Europe, and we just try to find people who is into that and happy to share. So thank you for that, and maybe there is like some last words you want to give to the people who are still thinking if that's not a scam.
No, it's not a scam, and if you're on the fence, don't be. I mean, you'll regret down the road not doing it now more than you regret just buying it now. The assembly is easy. It only took me a couple of days. You got to do something. You can't wait around and hope for things to happen. You got to make it happen. Buy it, set it up, and you'll think to yourself, how do I even live without it?
And start making money.
and make money. And we were very honored that you would come to my home and take a look at how your product's holding up. We were very honored for you to come here.
So this is not a toy, this is investment.
Yes, absolutely. Not a short-term one, it's a long-term investment. You buy it once, and I'll have that for the rest of my, rest of my life, till I'm elderly.
So join us.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you one more time, and see you in next video.